السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته طلاب الأعزاء طلاب الفرقة الثانية بالمجمع التكنولوجي المتكامل بالأميرية. أهلا وسهلا بحضراتكم مرة أخرى مع الدكتور بدر عبد الفتاح ولقاء آخر لمادة Technical English. Today inshallah we have a reading lesson, a technical reading lesson. The title of the technical reading lesson is New Super Thin Material Cools Buildings. That's the title of today's lesson. And as usual, we start with like warming up questions and then moving to the article and then addressing some questions related to the article. Let's start. So as usual, we start with, as I told you, we start with a kind of a warming up question. And the warming up question here is very simple and very easy. The question is, what can you see in this picture? And of course, you can see a kind of air conditioning device. It's very clear. We have two of them, but maybe they are different from the conventional or the traditional one that we have at our homes. We'll see how they are different from the traditional air conditioning that we have in our homes. Let's move on. So the reading article, as usual, I'm going to read the article and explain the meanings of the difficult words, and then explain the meaning of the different information and knowledge presented in the article, and then we'll move to addressing the questions at the end of the session. So a team of engineers has created a super thin material that could help keep buildings cool. The team is from the University of Colorado, Boulder in the USA. Engineers from the university developed the revolutionary new material that's very thin and can cool objects, and even under direct sunlight. The material doesn't need energy to work, nor does it need water to help keep things cool. The engineers say the new material could provide an answer to air conditioners, which are expensive to run and need a lot of water. The material is unlike anything found in nature. It's a glass polymer hybrid that is just 50 micrometers thick. That's slightly thicker than the aluminum foil we use for cooking. So the idea presented in the first paragraph is very simple. We are talking here, we are talking about what? We are talking about a team of engineers. And such team of engineers has created a kind of super thin material that's a kind of a substance, kind of material that could help keep buildings cool. So we can say that such material can be used as an air conditioner in your home. The team is from the team which was responsible for creating such material which can be used to help keeping our own buildings cool. Such team is from a kind of a university in the United States. The university is called Colorado, Boulder University. And those engineers from such university, they developed something which they called to be revolutionary regarding what? Regarding the air conditioning system in general. The revolutionary thing here is in its components. As we see here, the material doesn't need energy to work, nor does it need water to help keep things cool. So if you compare between this new thin or super thin material which is used to keep our home cool, you compare it with the traditional air conditioner. The traditional air conditioner, of course, requires energy to work with. It requires like water as well. But this one, the new invention here, doesn't, as you see, doesn't need energy to work, nor does it need water to help keep things cool. The engineers say the new material could provide an answer to air conditioners, which are expensive to run and need a lot of water. So it's like they are going to replace or become, more easier to use, and they consume like little energy, without energy at all, according to the information presented here, and even without water, compared to the traditional or conventional air conditioners. So it's something natural. You can say that such a material is something natural, and it's made of like a glass polymer hybrid, a mix between glass and a substance which is called polymer, and its thickness is 50 micrometers, which is very, very small, and that's slightly thicker than the aluminum foil. If you compare it with the aluminum foil we use for cooking, it's even thicker than that. So let's move on to the next paragraph. The engineers explain how the new material works. Now the question is, how does such new material work? They said when it's put on top of something, two things happen. First thing is that it cools the object underneath by reflecting the sun's rays back into space. So this is how does it work. Number one, it reflects the sun's rays back into space. At the same time, the second thing happens. The material removes the object's own heat and sends that into the air. So that's how does it work. Engineers said the key advantage of this technology is that it works 24/7. It works all the time, all the days of the week, non-stop, with no electricity, no water usage. We're excited about the opportunity to explore potential uses in the power industry, aerospace, agriculture, and more. Another researcher said just 10 to 20 square meters of this material on the rooftop could nicely cool down a house in summer, which is very, very good information for us. So if you have like a device of such super thin material, which is very, very, cheap compared to the air conditioners, the traditional air conditioners, which use and consume like more energy and more water, such a device is, if you have like a 10 to 20 square meters of this material on the rooftop, on the top of your roof of your building, this can help you to cool down a kind of a house in a summer. So these are some of the information presented in the article about the new material which can be used to replace air conditioners. Let's now move to the questions. We'll have this question, a discussion question, which is scientists will find an answer to all our problems, but we'll do it online through our own online classroom. We have here true false questions. Question number 1, letter A. A team of computer scientists created the super thin material. Is that true or false? That's false, because we're talking about engineers, not computer scientists. Letter B. The super thin cooling materials doesn't work under direct sunlight. That's false. It can work under direct sunlight. Letter C. The new material doesn't need energy and water to work. True. Yeah, we talked about that in the article. Letter D. The material is thinner than the aluminum foil we use for cooking. The material is thinner than the aluminum foil we use for cooking. Actually, you may think that this is true, but it's not true. That's false, because we talked about being thicker, not thinner. And there is a big difference between thinner and thicker. لما كنا بنتكلم في المقالة كنا بنتكلم على السمك نفسه. وبالتالي هنا ال question letter D, which is true or false, this is false. Letter E, the material works by absorbing the sun's rays and keep the heat. That's false. Letter F, the material works all day, every day. That's true, because we mentioned in the article that it works like 24/7. G, an engineer is looking forward to seeing the material used in agriculture. That's true, in different fields. And one of the fields that they mentioned in the article is the field of agriculture. The last one, letter H, around 15 square meters on a roof could cool a house in the summer. That's true, yes. We talked about from 10 to 20 square meters material of such super thin, okay, substance could cool a house in the summer. Let's move on to the synonym match questions. We have the first one. We have on the left, we have the word super, we have revolutionary, we have under, provide, hybrid, object, happens, advantage, potential, just. And on the right column, we have thing, mixture, benefit, advanced, possible, ultra or ultra, only, give, takes place, and beneath. Then we have to match first one, which is super. So super here means, yes, it's ultra or ultra, which is letter F. Revolutionary, what's revolutionary? Advanced, which is letter D. Number 3, which is under. So what does it mean under here? Yes, it's beneath. Letter H. I'm sorry, under here, which is number 3. Yes, it's J. Then number 4, provide. That's letter H, to give, to provide, to give. Hybrid, which is number 5. Hybrid means a mixture, a mix, hybrid. Number 6, object. That's letter A, which is thing, object. 7, happens. What happens? Number 7. That's letter I, takes place. Advantage. What's advantage? Which is number 8. Advantage means letter C, benefit. Number 9, potential. What's potential? What's potential? Potential is letter E, possible. And just, which is the last one, is letter G, which is only. This is the end of today's session. Thank you so much for listening to the session, and I hope that you could get the main ideas of the article on the super thin material that can be used to cool our houses. Thank you so much, and see you inshallah next session. Thank you.